Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
A beautiful afternoon this Wednesday in downtown San Diego. What a beautiful game last night. The best of the year here at home. And Logan Forsythe, the major player in it, a walk-off home run, and the top defensive play we've seen here at Petco all season long. As we welcome you to downtown San Diego and the second game of this three-game series between NFL West rivals San Francisco and San Diego. And good afternoon with Mark Grant, Dick Henberg. We're pleased that you've joined us today. Boy, Forsythe, he had a career game yesterday.
Isn't it great what a win can do? Driving home last night, big smile on my face, heading out to East County and having a great night's sleep. Teed up again today, and hopefully we see some dramatics as well this afternoon.
Made me feel younger going home last night. A win that exciting. I think it picked up the emotions of our entire city. Let's see if they can carry over today against a tough team, these Giants. Forsythe, by the way, along with hitting for the cycle in just 2 games, he's got all 4. That play yesterday to be marvelous.
It was a great play defensively, and it was a tandem. Logan Forsythe last night also swinging the bat well with the leather, but Carlos Quentin, Dick, he is just on fire since he's been with the San Diego Padres, and it all started in Chicago. We want to show you where the pitches are that he is crushing since he's been healthy as a Padre. Down and in, okay, around the knee, yeah, he likes it. He likes to turn on it, right? Well, pitchers are thinking he's just pull happy. No, not so fast. This one in Chicago, off the plate, going off his face out of Wrigley Field. That's just too good of a pitch for any hitter. He knew it was gone, almost putting it into the paint can, and then freeze again. So the whole point here, folks, is this. Great plate coverage for Carlos Quentin, all quadrants of the strike zone with power. I tell you what, a lot of the opposing pitchers in the National League and as we get into the Interleague, you're going to be shaking in their boots because as you look at the way he hits the ball, he's got power to all fields on every type of pitch.
Not only 5 home runs, but 4 doubles. No one in the National League has ever, in their first 6 games with a new team, collected that many extra base hits. Does he have a few more in him today? Well, how about Logan Forsythe? The Padres ready to defend against the Giants this afternoon. Padres baseball brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by the Columbia Pictures movie, That's My Boy, starring Adam Sandler.
Hey.
We welcome you to baseball in a city known for its military. Clayton Richard gets it started, and the first pitch of the game is in for a strike against Gregor Blanco. Blanco and the man who follows, Ryan Theriot, the top of the order for San Francisco, each with 3 hits last night. A big part of the offense, and Richard, who likes to work quickly, and Blanco backs out, gets time. In fact, the partnership of Blanco and Theriot accounting for 4 of the 5 runs scored by San Francisco. As you look at the numbers by Richard, those are for the season, 2-6. He's much better here at home, 2-2. 0-4 on the road. Here's the Giants batting order for Bruce Bochy with Blanco and Theriot. Melky Cabrera leading the National League with that .365 average, only 1 point behind Konerko of the White Sox for the major league lead. Then it's Posey, Pagan, Pill starts at first base today, Arias at third, Crawford at short, and Bumgarner, not a bad bat, in the 9th spot. Blanco at .279 as he checks in. Takes it in the dirt, 2-2. He also has walked more than any Giant, so an ideal leadoff man.
You might see these Giant hitters, Dick, call time to try to disrupt the timing of Clayton Richard because he works so quickly.
Pulled foul. Pass Roberto Kelly. Tim Flannery over at third base. As Theriot had his best day of the season on deck.
He was a little pest last night, wasn't he?
He sure was. Every time up, he seemed to be knocking in a run, and did 3 straight at bats. Pulled to the right side. Tough play. Forsythe can't get this one. After his brilliant play last night, unable to lean down and take a base hit from Blanco. And of course, Forsythe having to hurry, knowing the speed of the man who hit it. So Blanco now is 4 for the last 5.
Well, they are going to credit Blanco with a single, but I'll tell you what, if you go down there and ask Logan Forsythe, should you have maybe made that play, I'll guarantee you he would be accountable and say, yes, I should have picked that ball up. I should have picked up my pitcher, Clayton Richard, and thrown him out at first base.
Brings up Theriot. 3 hits, 3 RBIs last night. Best game of the year for this veteran from LSU. Chop to the hole the other side, and just by the glove of Cabrera. So what a combination. Blanco and Theriot in a game and an inning, each man with 4 hits. They find the hole right side. Now Theriot through the left side.
Well, Clayton Richard will give up his share of hits. Last time out in 6 2/3 innings pitch, he surrendered 7 hits. A pitcher will give up those hits all day. It's keeping the Giants in the ball yard. Maybe get another one and get a double play out of it. But if he's rolling ground balls, start and keep the ball down in the zone.
.365, the best average in the National League. Switch hitting Cabrera, the milkman. And he rips one into the left field corner, and Quentin can't get there. It's up against the wall. Here comes Blanco to score. Theriot, they're waving him in, but I believe it's a ground rule double. Ball bounced up into the stands, and that will cost the Giants a run. But they've got one on the first 3 hitters of the game as Cabrera continues his torrid hitting pace. That's his 28th RBI.
Well, the Giant hitters swinging early in the count against Clayton Richard. Just too elevated a pitch, mid-thigh high, maybe a little higher. And you can see Cabrera catching that ball out in front, hitting the warning track and bouncing in for a ground rule double. So kind of a break for the Padres as Ryan Theriot has to go back to third base.
Melky Cabrera hitting .422 from the right side thus far this year, and adds to that. Here's Buster Posey, the catcher. Infield playing back. They need an out. First pitch inside, ball 1. Plate umpire C.B. Buckner doing a little home tidying around the front edge of home plate. So the Giants disappointed last night, the first time all year, leading after 7 innings that they were defeated. They were 26-0 until last night. They come out swinging the bats. 3 men up, 3 base hits, and a run home. A ball and a strike. Posey leads the Giants 6 home runs and 30 runs batted in, also best on the club.
Now, if the Giants are going to be aggressive on the fastball from Clayton Richard, he might want to counter with that changeup. Keep an eye on the off-speed changeup, especially against the right-handed hitters. And once again, you see the balls and strikes on our Fox tracks. Brought to you by my good friends at Southland Technology, the best in the audio and visual business. Check them out.
Headley and Cabrera on the left side. On the edge of the grass, Forsythe at second. No double play chance here. 2-2. Slider in the dirt. Angel Pagan also has been swinging a hot bat for the Giants, is on deck. Pagan a couple of hits last night. Giants had a total of 13 out hitting the Padres, 13-8, but San Diego with 3 home runs. Right field. DeNorfia giving ground. Edge of the track easily. That'll score. Terrio from third. It's 2-0. Posey with a sacrifice fly. He had one last night. Defensively, the Padres align themselves with Quentin Maben and DeNorfia left to right. Headley, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Guzman at first base today around the horn. Nick Hundley back behind the plate. On the play, Posey's ball hit deeply enough that not only did he get Terrio in from third, Cabrera moved to third. So now the infield will draw in.
And with the infield in, that's emergency mode for Bud Black. They want to get that grounder and keep that runner at third base. Keep it at 2 this inning. They do not want to let it be 3-0 early on in the first inning.
Switch hitting Pagan on a tear, 13-game hitting streak. Reaches for that one, and it's 1-1.
You know, we always talk about pitchers being free and easy with their motion and the ball just jumps out of their hand. I think you can relate that type of analogy to the swing of Buster Posey. See how nice and easy that swing was? He's got an effortless swing. He did it last night on the sac fly, and he did it that at bat, sac fly to right field as well.
You know, he's just going to be an all-star for as long as he's healthy. Chop to third, fair ball, and the throw across. Headley to Guzman for the out, and going back to third is Cabrera. That's a big out. Holding the runner at third. That'll bring Brett Pill, the young first baseman, to the plate.
Credit Clayton Richard for keeping the ball down in the zone, and Pagan beating that ball out in front of home plate, making the easy play for Headley.
Pill, 27 years of age. 7th round pick of the Giants 6 years ago out of Cal State Fullerton. Infield now can back up at their normal positions. Pretty imperative now for Richard to get Pill. Leave it at 2-0 in the first inning.
Got a big gap in left center field. Cameron Maben playing on the first base side of second base and center.
Playing very deep. 2-0. We saw Logan Forsythe hit a walk-off home run last night, his first major league home run. Pill has the other end of that combination. He's just the 3rd Giant to hit a home run in his first plate appearance. Joining Will Clark and Johnny LeMaster.
Bones LeMaster.
As the Giants that get a home run in their very first plate appearance. 2 balls and a strike. Gets away. Oh my. Cabrera will score. It's 3-0. Well, the work to get Pagan on the infield and to hold Cabrera at third, and then the Padres give it away on a wild pitch by Clayton Richard. It's 3-0 Giants.
Well, it looked like a very catchable ball for Nick Hundley. He just didn't get his glove down the whole way. That hurts for the 3rd run for the Giants.
They've just changed it from wild pitch to a pass ball. It seemed like the proper call. So base is empty and the count 3-1 on Pill. Whoa, right back through the middle. So the pass ball, a moot point now. It was scored on Pill's solid single through the box. Clayton Richard not fooling the Giants here in the opening frame.
Well, he elevated a couple baseballs, one to Cabrera out in front. Terrio hit the ball to the left side, and this ball, a good swing put on by Pill. My goodness, right up the box. Clayton Richard just a little bit off with the location of his fastball.
4 hits in the inning, singles by Blanco and Terrio. The RBI double Cabrera, sacrifice fly Posey. 3rd run scores on the pass ball, and Pill joins the hit parade with that single up the middle. Arias, 234 his average. Credited with an infield hit last night. That was the play in which Logan Forsythe realized he couldn't get the speedy Arias at first, spun and threw across the diamond to third to get the run on Pagan, get him out. Sharp past Cabrera. That was a wicked hop. It was a do or die for Cabrera. He braced himself and that ball ate him up. 5 hits in the inning. Call out the Navy.
That ball had some serious topspin. First of all, it was hit hard. Serious topspin. Cabrera plays it off to the side a little bit, hoping that he's going to get it on the short hop. That's one of those in-betweeners. Darren Balsley out there just to maybe calm him down a little bit. I really don't think it might be mechanical that he's talking about, just to go out there and give him a little bit of a breather. Rough start for any pitcher, giving up 3 in the top half of the first.
Yeah, digging a deep ditch, especially when you're facing an opponent like Madison Bumgarner, whose ERA is 3. And he'll take the mound without throwing a pitch, already having that 3-run cushion, maybe more. 2 on, 2 out to the 8th man to bat here in the first inning. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop. Over but low. Crawford a single in 4 at-bats last night. 25-year-old former UCLA Bruin. One and one. Giants start today 4 behind the Dodgers. Dodgers picked up a game last night, winning in Philadelphia late 2-1, while the Padres were upsetting the Giants. Slider misses. 2-1.
Oh, a lot of pitches. 25 for Clayton Richard here in the first. That takes its toll.
He's 2-2 here at Petco this year with a fine ERA, 2.12. This inning belying how well he's pitched at home. Chop to the left side. Headley boxes it, throws across in time. Able to smother that ball to his left and throw out Crawford, but Giants get 3 runs on 4 hits in the opening inning. presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by the Columbia Pictures movie, That's My Boy, starring Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, in theaters June 15th. So left-hander Madison Bumgarner with a 3-0 lead, about to throw his first pitch to the Padre order, set up by skipper Bud Black. And here it is. Denorfia leads it off with Maben in the second spot. Headley third. Carlos Quinton cleanup. Jesus Guzman gets a start at first. Logan Forsythe at second. Then it's Hundley, Cabrera, and Richard. 26 pitch inning for Clayton Richard. Gave up 5 hits and 3 runs. And see if the Padres can get to Bumgarner. It'll have to be on an off day for this 22-year-old southpaw. He is tough. 10 starts this year. He's walked 2 or fewer. Yeah, only 14 walks all year.
Yeah, he's going to be around the plate, but he throws quality strikes.
Ripped by the glove, a pill at first, trickling into the bullpen. Denorfia galloping towards second, and with a head first slide, he's in with a double. Well, that's the way to answer.
Well, I just mentioned that Bumgarner, or you mentioned it, Dick, the lack of walks, the few walks that he issues, so he is around the plate. Denorfia does a fine job taking a high fastball the opposite way, just out of the reach of Brett Pill. And you have to love the aggressiveness of Denorfia. He's thinking 2 right out of the gate. Great way to start off after the Giants score 3 in their top half.
Even if you get 1 run here,
sure,
just take a bite out of that 3-0 advantage. Here's Maben, had a 2-run double last night. Infield playing as if they think he's going to bunt. Out in front and drives that one down the left field corner. Giants defense with Cabrera in left, Blanco in right. Pagan will patrol center. Arias for Sandoval at third. Then it's Crawford, Terrio, and Pill around the horn. Posey behind the plate. 22-year-old left-hander. He's 6'5", 235. Madison Bumgarner from Hudson, North Carolina, on the slab. Off the fist to Dave Roberts. Good hands.
Well, it's one of my favorite terms, Dick. You just mentioned on the slab today. The pitcher's mound, the bump, the hill,
the rubber.
Well, he's a good one, Bumgarner. And you know what? It's going to be tough to play catch up today against this young left-hander, because when you talk about run support, there's a little nugget in the Giants notes. Bumgarner's gone 23-2 when his Giants score last 3 runs of support. So 3 runs or more. He's got one heck of a record at 23-2. That's in 30 starts.
He's 2-2 against the Padres with an ERA of 2.92. Ahead of Maben, 2 strikes. Stays alive. Just did get a piece of it. You know, Bumgarner, there's some pitchers that when they deliver the ball, there's so much force and energy and dynamic throws. He just looks like he's playing a little country ball here. Let's see if he can hit this one.
Free and easy, right? And he's somewhat of a slinger as well. When you look at his arm swing, he's low 3/4, almost like a Randy Johnson type. He's not up on top.
Out of play. He's a lot taller than he looks on television. He's 6'5". He's taller than Richard.
Watch his arm angle. Out of the glove nicely, nice and smooth. He's a wrapper. He's a winder. And then coming from low 3/4, very free and easy delivery, but that ball jumps up on you. His fastball is going to get up to about 93. He also throws a cut fastball, a changeup, and a curveball as well.
Looks a little like Andy Pettit, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Facially. In the dirt, blocked by Posey. Giants have won 7 of their last 9 to move up, pressuring the Dodgers in the West. 4 games back of LA. Denorfia with the leadoff double here in the home half of the first inning. Maben trying to at least get him over to third. Doesn't bite. 2-2.
I'm betting that Bumgarner is trying to keep that ball in front of the runner at second base. Breaky ball down and in, cutter down and in, so the ground ball to either Arias or Crawford keeps Denorfia at second base.
Yeah, good at bat for Maben. He's spoiling a lot of pitches.
It's tough to inside out those pitches on the inside part of the plate and drive that ball the opposite way to try to either advance Denorfia or score him from second base.
Well, as the draft 3 days ended today, you look at Bumgarner and how the Giants got him. They knew he was good. First round pick 5 years ago, 10th overall selected. And another foul. Tried to go to right field.
Yeah, and that was, I don't want to say it was an emergency swing by Maben, but it was one of those where he realized he finally tried to go away, and Cameron just gets that bad head out, just flicks it. That's all arms right there to stay alive and get another crack at it.
Ninth pitch of this confrontation.
You got to think short, quick to the baseball here.
Three and two. You think about these Giants and applying it to the draft, and you hope that the Padres, who picked a couple of young pitchers and might be a very important part of the future of this franchise, how it worked for the Giants. Lincecum, #1 pick last night. Bumgarner, #1 round pick. Matt Cain tomorrow, #1 round pick. So, you know, scouts know what they're seeing.
Absolutely. Building a base, and hopefully that follows here in San Diego with the picks that they've gotten the last couple of years.
Struck him out. After all that work by Maben, he's caught looking.
And he throws him with a fastball right on the inside corner. That is some big league pitching right there by Madison Bumgarner. Going in, going out, going in, and then ultimately freeze fastball right on the inside corner. Is it high enough? Oh, yeah, you betcha. Mid-thigh high. Going to get Cameron Maben looking.
Chase Headley then. Third baseman. Batting right-handed. Hitting .279 from this side, .238 as a lefty. Three 0 Giants, last of the first. High strike. Fastball at 93. Carlos Quentin on deck. How long will that power magic continue for the big man? Oh, and 2.
Well, Carlos Quentin has become a showstopper, a fan stopper. Forget about going to the restroom or going to the concession line when this guy's coming up to the plate. Everything stops the way he's swinging the bat.
And our Lexus keys to the game, Mark Grant.
Well, thank you, Dick. And one of them is get on for Q. He needs some base runners and then supply some of that power. You know, solo shots are great, but a 2-run shot, 3-run shot would also be cool. And the bulldog mentality. We know that this club fights and scratches. We saw it last night from Logan Forsythe. These guys come out every day.
Line to right field. That could fall. It will. Here comes Denorfia. And he'll score. Headley heading for second, and he's got a double. It's 3-1. So down in the count, Headley finds something that he can shoot the opposite way.
Count, full count, down in the count, and he makes that pitch count. Down and away, taking it the opposite way. Nicely done. He'll trade places with Chris Denorfia, and just like one of our keys to the game, I know first base is open right now, but still, that's the tying run early on in this ball game. Carlos Quentin comes up to the plate with a man in scoring position.
Amazing first 6 games with a new team. Carlos Quentin, 5 home runs, 4 doubles, slugging percentage 1,348. Tied him up inside with that slider, a hard slider.
Looked like maybe a cutter. It has slider action, but you're right, Dick.
At 90, it probably was.
Yeah.
In his 6 games, 5 home runs, 9 RBIs. 4 doubles, 5 home runs, 3 singles. Pulled to the left side. Headley going to third. They're going to make a play there, and they get him. Headley didn't think so. Dale Scott there at third took his time and then punched him out.
Well, that's one of those plays where Chase Headley did not beat the baseball. He could not beat the baseball before it got to the shortstop Crawford. One of the no-nos being on second base. Now, if it's hit to Chase Headley's left, he's got a greater chance. Tries to avoid the tag, sliding on the inside part, the home plate side of third base.
Well, he had an argument. That was pretty close, wasn't it? You can see here, he's
probably safe.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Dick.
Headley thought he'd made it. He doesn't argue very often. So that brings up Jesus Guzman, the former Giant property. Languished in their minor leagues system, even though he was a consistent 300 hitter. Finally, the Padres were able to acquire him, and as you all know, the top hitter last season for San Diego. 2-0. So Quinton safe on the fielder's choice. Guzman with the count in his favor. Ooh, that goes off Posey and rocks the catcher back on his backside. That was a cutter.
You know, that'll happen a lot when a pitcher throws a cutter or a hard slider. That cutter there is topped by Jesus Guzman. Therefore, it's tough to catch as a catcher. Where does it get him? Right on the knee. You know what, folks? Even though catchers wear those shin guards, that's a 90+ mile an hour ball coming off your knee. That hurts.
Not only 90 miles, but it's got now added spin, so it just grinds into your patella.
Thank you, Dr. Enberg.
That was the word of the day. Posey's okay, but he's feeling it right now. That knee is throbbing. 2-1. 2 out, and Quinton at first. Another foul, and already here in the first inning, how many balls have been smothered at home plate? Yep. Give you an idea that a lot of his pitches sink. That was the cutter.
Yep. It's tough to see. If he's locked into that zone down and in to the righties to where you can't lay off of it, that's going to be one tough pitch to try to square up. And you see the pitch count up for Bumgarner as well, 22. This will be number 23 to Guzman.
Full count. Everything is close. That really is quite remarkable to walk in his 74 innings of pitching, only 14 all season. Quinton off with a pitch. Hit to right field. Blanco giving ground. That ball's carrying well to the wall, over his head. Quinton will score. Here goes Guzman to third. He has a triple, and it's 3-2. Well, this is quite an answer by the Padres against one of the tough pitchers in the league.
A great way to answer back in their bottom half of the first. You talk about getting a pitch that's elevated, and Blanco just kept drifting and drifting and drifting, and the ball just kept going and going and going. I don't even think he drew leather on this one. He did not. That's a triple for Guzman.
And the obvious statement here is for the Giants, and those of you watching, you watch a night game here, that ball's caught.
Absolutely.
And he played it that way. And it sailed on him. So the tying run 90 feet away for last night's one of the two heroes, along with Carlos Quinton, Logan Forsythe with a walk-off home run. Takes a strike. Here it is, tied at 5 after Quinton's home run in the 8th. Forsythe sent the folks home happy in San Diego. And Bud Black and his teammates celebrate his very first Major League home run, a walk-off. Ground ball sharply, but right to Arias at third, and the inning is over. That's just the difference. A couple of those balls went through for the Giants. That one right at the third baseman, but it's 3-2.
Sports San Diego, Giants leading the Padres 3-2 as we go into this second inning, and want to tell you about a pitching matchup for tomorrow you may not have expected. Jason Marquis getting the call for the Padres. He will take on the Giants tomorrow in the day game, allowing Edinson Volquez to start in Milwaukee. Marquis had 7 starts with the Twins, 8.47 ERA, but he's hoping for a fresh start with San Diego, and that is something Buddy Black said he was hoping for as well. Dick Enberg, Mark Grant, back to you.
All right, we'll look forward to you fans joining us tomorrow. It's a 12:30 game, 11:30 for Padres Live. Swing and a miss by Bumgarner, who's not shortchanged. He's got 3 hits this year.
You know, Layla, nice work on that report. And also, you know, with this ballpark and Jason Marquis, if he's got that sinker working, watch out. Good things can happen.
This is low, and the count 2-2. And he can swing the bat as well. Marquis is one of the better hitting pitchers.
Yes, he is.
All around the plate, but not getting the call is Clayton Richard. Bumgarner works it full. And he lines one to left. Quinton covers that hole in left center and gloves it. Oh, that was a clothesline off the bat of Bumgarner.
Pretty good swing from the young left-hander. So a lot of pitches from Clayton Richard. Probably keying on a fastball. He got it. And Quinton, no problem moving to his left to snare that one.
Leadoff man Gregor Blanco. He started the 3-run first inning. Interesting first inning. 5 hits, all singles for the Giants to get 3. Padres got 3 hits, all extra bases hit. 8 extra bases, 2 doubles and a triple to counter for 2. And we're 3-2 here in the top of the second. Strike to Blanco. Excuse me. 4 singles for the Giants in the first, and Melky Cabrera with a double. So quite a first inning, and there's a looper to the shortstop, Cabrera. 2 out, and Ryan Theriot comes up, and we remind you, fans, this year, you know, you can save a lot of money when you buy your San Diego Padre tickets early. Look at that schedule. Find the teams and series and dates that fit your schedule, and then the prices will be less expensive than buying on game day. It'll vary depending on the game you want to attend and when you buy. Check Padres.com for current ticket prices. Be sure to save. Buy early.
It's the best way to do it, right?
You got it. You know, you look ahead, and
How about the Texas Rangers in the next homestand? Wouldn't you want to see that?
Sure.
Powerhouse offense.
Josh Hamilton, Nelly Cruz, and that pitching staff.
A lot of Cubs fans and Mets fans out here. They'll be in early August. Buy your tickets early and save. Outside corner to Terrio, and it's 1-2.
That kid's having a great time at the ball yard. How you doing?
Two balls and two strikes. Well, this June 6th, thinking back to 1944, D-Day, one of the most important dates in the history of the world. Rip to third. Headley with a snare. Throws him out. Well done. 1-2-3 inning. Good defense from the third baseman, Headley. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Hundley, Cabrera, and Richard for the Padres. Aircraft carrier Midway here in downtown San Diego has become a great tourist attraction. The museum, it's a wonderful tour. Said the other day, for the first time in the last 12 months, over 1 million people have visited the Midway. A reminder of that day, June 6th, when so many young kids, 18, 19, 20 years old, didn't know what they were getting into, but they're the heroes. Hundley fouls it away. Dangerous, daring, costly, monumental day for American history and world history as those brave young souls took on the Germans. And once they broke the line, it was only a couple more months and they were in Paris. Yeah. And as I told you, Marcus, we were chatting about it before the game. If there's one thing to put on your bucket list for any family, to go to the site in Normandy. I mean, it's just,
that must be powerful.
It's so powerful.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just knee shaking. Hundley takes outside and it's 2-2. I've done it 3 times. And the way it is architecturally and the way the cemetery is orchestrated. And you see, when you walk in, you see all those white crosses. And the statement made there, yeah, that's what it cost. And then you can walk all the way out to the cliffs and stand right the bunkers the Germans held. Wow. And look out at the channel, and you can just imagine those boats coming in.
Yep.
That fleet. 3-2. There are a few of those great soldiers left, some here in San Diego. We salute you, and Hundley with a solid single to center field. He'd be the first to tip his cap to our military heroes.
Well, that's what Nick Hundley needs this afternoon to get going, hopefully. Taking that pitch that's down and rifling that pitch right up the center of the diamond. Good looking swing. Seeing a lot of pitches, working the count full. And the Padres trying to scratch back. A nice job in the bottom of the first, getting 2.
4 hits now up Bumgarner. Here's Cabrera. Had an RBI single last night. Chop to third. Arias to second for 1. A double play. They had to turn it quickly with the speed of Cabrera. Arias to Terrio to Pill. And 2 away.
And just like that, Bumgarner making a quality pitch. Bounce out in front of home plate. A nice play by Arias on the run.
Yeah, he could have thrown that a little wide, and they don't get the double play, but it's perfect. And Terrio with a strong relay.
That is right at the chest of Ryan Terrio, covering at second base.
Clayton Richard has been up 24 times this year, has 1 hit. That was that pinch hit that led to a Padre victory. Two and 0. And even Bumgarner stares in. Wait a minute. Those are strikes when I throw them. To go 3-0 to the opposing pitcher.
Yeah, get on base, take that walk, and turn over that lineup. Get Denorfia up there with a runner on.
He walked him on 4 pitches. Here's a man that rarely walks anyone. That's baseball.
Yep.
Now that double play plays very importantly for the Giants now. Saturday, baseball night in America. Interleague play. NL West, Dodgers, and they head to Seattle to take on Ichiro and the Mariners. Baseball night in America telecast presented by Budweiser begins Saturday at 4 o'clock here in San Diego and Pacific time only on Fox. Earlier in the day here on Fox Sports San Diego, you see the Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers. That's a 12:30 for Padres Live. Ground ball sharply by Denorfia. What a play at short by Crawford, and the backhand flip for the out. Well, the Padres, a single, a walk, ball hit well for a double play, and that one was headed for left center, but taken away by Crawford, and a nice flip for the out. Join the park at the park as we go to the third with our AT&T trivia question for this Wednesday afternoon, and here it is. Name the 3 Padres who share the club record for career walk-off home runs. Career walk-off home runs shared by 3. We'll give you the answer in the bottom half of the inning. It'll be Melky Cabrera, Buster Posey, and Angel Pagan, middle of the order for the Giants, and the free swinging Cabrera. RBI double and scored himself in the first inning. And with that .368 average, that's 2 points higher than Paul Konerko of the White Sox for the major league lead.
And I just think to try to get Melky Cabrera out, you got to keep him off balance. You cannot fall into any certain type of pattern. And Richard, you see by the Fox tracks, away, in, away, just trying to mix it up and also take a little bit off as far as the off-speed pitch, maybe a changeup or a slider going back and forth, along with going in and out.
And that one fouled away. Came up with the Yankees, did Cabrera in 2005 with just a handful of at-bats. Next year, full-time, hit .280, followed by .273, .249, .274, and then they let him go in a deal with Atlanta for 1 year. It was okay, .255, and then from Atlanta to Kansas City last season and hit .305, and yet still traded by the Royals for the left-hander Jonathan Sanchez. What a pickup for the Giants. Despite all that major league experience, Cabrera is just 27 years of age. This is the prime of his career, and he's showing it the first 2 months plus of the season. High fly ball. That's hit well. Maven cruising to left center to the track and makes the catch. Just missed.
It didn't even.
Just an AB, as you would say.
Absolutely. That's a hang with him. It didn't even sound like the ball was off the sweet spot. And look at how far. You see Cabrera out in front of it. He has to go down and get it off the end of the bat, and the ball still travels very well to deep left center field.
Yeah, he followed the path wishfully, but may have been able to corral it. Good breaking pitch to start Posey, who knocked in a run with a sacrifice fly his first time. Curveball strike. Comes back inside with a fastball, 1-1. So tomorrow it'll be Jason Marquis making his Padre debut against the tough right-hander Matt Cain. 2-1. Volquez against Markham on Friday in Milwaukee. Stoltz and Thiers on Saturday day game. Sunday day game, Bass and Gallardo. Headley on the run, and because of that injury last year, Posey isn't nearly the speedy runner he was a year ago. So that play, while it could have been tough a year ago, was fairly easy for Headley to make.
You know, I don't know if Buster Posey will ever get back to the way he used to run. That was such a devastating injury. And we could go through the course of Major League history and talk about athletes that got bad ankle injuries, and that just were never the same. Wasn't Bobby Valentine the guy who got caught up in the fence?
Oh, don't tell me. That's the worst I've ever seen. That was even worse than Posey last year. Line drive softly, but falls in front of Denorfia on one hop as Pagan, a 2-out single. Well, here's what happened a year ago, as you well remember, the collision at home plate. He's trying to block it, and then he gets his right leg and ankle caught underneath himself, and obviously he knew right away.
Scott Cousins from the Marlins going in hard to home plate. That was a tough scene for everybody to witness.
Brett Pill singled a sharp single up the middle his first time. You mentioned Bobby Valentine, and I was there in Anaheim Stadium the night that Valentine, so much promise. I mean, he was going to be a superstar. I mean, he really was talented. All facets, running, fielding, good hitter, had some power. Strike. And he raced back in left field, playing left field at full speed, and tried to make one of those hit your foot into the fence and then leap up and catch it. His foot somehow or another went through the padding there and got caught in the screen and just broke both bones in his leg. Both. And of course then tried to come back too soon, and that exacerbated the whole problem, and never was the same. Still a good player. Now Pill works the count. 1-1.
Well, Mark Sweeney's down there catching some rays. Hey, Marco, it seems like the ball is traveling a little bit today.
Maybe he's not set up with a microphone.
I don't think he wants to talk to me, and I don't blame him.
1 ball and 1 strike to Pill. Pops him up. Tough play. Forsythe a long run. And Denorfia is the man who sprints in and makes the catch. A terrific hustle play. Well, why not? Chris Denorfia made it. A long run for Denorfia, and that was going to be a fair ball. And probably would have scored a run. Booth in July.
Can't wait for Mr. Padre to join us.
Pick his brain. Learn a lot. Cameron Maben leads off the Padre third. It's a 3-2 game. The Giants in front. A lot of pitches for Madison Bumgarner. Not quite the command that he normally possesses, including a 4-pitch walk to the opposing pitcher, Richard. He's thrown 54 tosses already. Misses inside. Buckner's got a tight strike zone.
Yes, he does.
Maben struck out the first time, worked the count to 3-2 with a lot of foul balls, and then got caught looking at a fastball inside and swings at ball 3. A cutter.
What's that tell you about Madison Bumgarner? Mark Sweeney down there by the dugout. That cut fastball, he'll throw that any time.
He will, and he mixes speeds, Mark. He does a nice job, feels very comfortable with both sides of the plate, but likes to make sure that hitter feels uncomfortable inside.
Well, another tight call by Buckner. It's 3-1. Maben to be followed by Headley and Carlos Quinton here in the third.
Got to get on for Q.
Inside, and Maben's aboard. The second walk by Bumgarner, and just to underline the point, the outstanding control of this left-hander for the Giants. This is his 11th start. In the previous 10, he allowed 2 walks or fewer, and only a total of 14 all season, and he's walked 2 men in the first 2 innings plus.
But now the Padres need to get some timely hitting, and we got the meat of the order coming up. 3-4 with that runner on first base. Put a little pressure on Bumgarner.
Padres best base runner with 14 steals. Maben, good lead at first. Bumgarner has a typical left-hander's move, and that's not his best.
Just an ideal situation for Chase Headley here, guys, with Maben's speed on first base. You know, as a hitter, you really want to hunt that fastball.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just wondering if he'll give him a heavy dose of cutters on that inside part of the plate, try to jam him for a ground ball to third base.
Headley went the other way, a double down the right field line to score DeNorfia, who had doubled in the first inning, and then Headley, when he was thrown out at third, trying to advance on a ground out by Quinton, and Quinton scored on Guzman's triple to right over the head of Blanco. One ball and one strike to Headley.
Mark Sweeney, a question for you. I know you had so much on your plate as a hitter, just scouting pitches and deliveries, but how about moves to first base? How much work did you do as far as scouting when it came to a left-handed pitcher?
Well, honestly, Mark, runners like me, you just don't want to run into outs. You don't want to make any outs on the base paths. So you really had to concentrate, on really getting an aggressive lead, making sure that if you're in a hit and run situation, you go on the same right, but you look for those moves, you look for keys. But I relied on guys like Davey Lopes, my first base coaches, that really did a lot of studying on video.
Of course, Dave Roberts does the same for the Padres, obviously.
Yeah, he and Rick Renteria just watch video over and over again.
I had the luxury of having Dave Roberts as a teammate, so we had the coach plus Dave really would relay that information on the bench as well.
Ball in, 2 strikes now to Headley. Baumgartner keeping his eye on Maben. Looks like he has a one-way lead here. Out of play.
Well, Mark, in maybe a hit and run situation, would you shorten up your lead a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you tried to be aggressive, but you didn't want to make sure that he was coming over in those situations. So you would take a modified lead, and you're really just set in motion. You're really not trying to steal a base in a run and hit situation, hit and run situation. So you take that modified lead, and then you just make sure that he goes to the plate.
Just outside, 2-2. You can see the Mavens lead not quite to that cut of grass. You've got that measure, what, 17?
17 feet, and that's why I asked Mark Sweeney, because it did look like he was kind of shortening up a little bit with the intention of possibly going. Because, the pitcher looks over there and says, oh, he's not out to a healthy lead, so I'll just go to the plate.
Inside, and surprise, surprise, 3-2.
It's unbelievable.
See if Bud Black puts in a running hitter. 3-2. Big hole right side. Headley to shoot at. Nope. Ground ball to the first baseman. Pill to short. Back to first up. 3-6-3. Double play. That's a couple of twin killings in support of Bumgarner that have kept the Padres out of scoring attempts. After getting 2 in the first, a double play in the last inning, and now another here in the third.
So that's why, as a pitcher, you cannot get frustrated. If you're walking hitters and that's not part of your game, you just can't seem to find that sink. You can't find that arm slot. All it takes is one pitch. Runner on first and second, you get 2 outs with a grounder.
Quentin, big rip at that one, just missed it. Well, time for our Geico quote for this Wednesday afternoon. Houston Street on Quentin. Carlos is one of the best hitters in baseball. He changes the game. He's changed so many games for us already, and he's only been back for 10 days, 6 games. The appreciation of his teammates. Base is empty now with 2 out in the third. Looks at a fastball at 93. Won't get many of those.
Almost have to bank on Bumgarner now throwing one of those cutters. Posey wants it in the dirt.
That's looped to left and right at Cabrera. And even when he doesn't hit it well, the ball carries to straightaway left field. We go to the 4th. Giants by 1. Petco, $5. You have that wonderful location. Well, time now for the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Could you name any of the three Padres who share the club record for career walk-off homers? Here they are. Bruce Bochy, Scott Hairston, and Bip Roberts each had 3 career walk-off home runs. How about the Boch?
Yeah, and there's a story. I think one of those walk-off home runs is a Padre when the celebration was done on the field. The celebration carried over to the Padre clubhouse, and they took Bruce Bochy's helmet and put a 6-pack of beer on ice in front of his locker inside his helmet.
Swing and a miss by Arias, who singled to left field his first time up.
It was probably somebody like Rich Gossage or Eddie Lee Whitson or Nettles or one of those guys.
What size hat does he wear, Cap?
Big Bo?
It's in the 8s, isn't it?
I think it might be 8 1/4. Good man right there.
2-strike pitch.
Big Bo.
What size cap did you wear?
I'm like 7 5/8. I got a big melon as well.
Mine's a little, almost 7 1/4.
Really?
So, but when you get in the 8s, you're talking about.
Yeah, I've got no room to talk.
To the right side, Forsythe at the edge of the grass throws him out. Arias gone 4-3, 1 away. Well, you can kick off the summer with the Padres at the Ultimate Cookout presented by Verizon. That's coming up a week from next Friday on June 22nd. Come early, sample some of the best barbecue in San Diego, and we have some good meat here starting at 5 o'clock. And then the Padres and Mariners at 7:05, and the postgame fireworks to boot. How about that for a ticket, huh? Get yours at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555.
Baseball and a barbecue? Are you kidding me?
And fireworks too.
And fireworks? That's quite the trifecta.
Brandon Crawford. And the old quarterback at Michigan says, I'll just block you right here for out number 2. Sure beats throwing to first. 2 away. And the pitcher, Madison Bumgarner. He lined sharply to left field his first at bat. Well, quite a day in history. Did you notice some of the.
I did, and I would like for you to share with some of the.
How about 1918? I remember it well. And it's an old story, but I mean, can you even imagine today this happening? Casey Stengel, the old professor, had been traded away by the Brooklyn Dodgers. And on his return to Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, his first at bat. 0-2 to Bumgarner. Got in the batter's box, then stepped out, doffed his cap to the Brooklyn fans, and a bird flew out.
I would have loved to have seen that.
0-2 outside, 1-2. Casey Stengel. What a character.
You know what's great about Jerry Coleman telling stories about Casey Stengel?
That's down the middle, strike 3. We'll get that in the bottom half of the 4th inning with the Giants leading 3-2 here at Petco. Petco today. In the first inning, Melky Cabrera, the leading hitter in the National League, doubled in a run. Later scored himself on a sacrifice fly, and then another run came home. Cabrera on a pass ball. 3-0 San Francisco. And the Padres came back to answer. Chase Headley doubled in Denorfia, who had doubled to lead off the first. And then Jesus Guzman, a triple over Blanco's head. And it was 3-2. That's where it stands now as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Guzman, Forsythe, and Huntley to bat for San Diego. Hit sharply into the hole. What a stop by Crawford. Braces, throws, and gets him. Another outstanding defensive play. Crawford has made a handful of them today. Robs Guzman of a base hit.
A lot of the infielders on the left side know when to use that arm and show it off. This is one of those times. Diving is Crawford, quickly up to his feet, just gets Guzman. Great hustle by Jesus. But it's not only catching the baseball, it's just amazing to see the athleticism. I don't think Jesus even touched the bag except when he crossed the bag and drug his foot. But Crawford showing off that arm of his.
Forsythe squares but does not bunt. Grounded to third base. Hit the ball hard with a tying run at third. Guzman. That was right at Arias. Check swing foul. Into the glove. Posey. That's quite something when you think about it. Coming off a long layoff since March with that foot surgery. And in 2 games he has a single, double, triple, and a home run. They've always admired the fiber of this young player. He plays hard. He doesn't get in the way. Just put me in there. Let me help you win.
And he is very confident. He was kind enough to take some time to be our pregame interview, and we talked before the interview, and you could just tell he just reeks with confidence. And he didn't say, I should be playing every day. He didn't. It was none of that. He goes, when I get my opportunity, I'm going to make the most of it.
Out of play, 1-2.
He goes, I am ready to go, 100%. Battled back. He said he worked his tail off this offseason in Fayetteville at University of Arkansas, getting ready for this year.
It's a unique situation, perhaps something inherited, that he would have that sesamoid, the ball of your foot operation in college, and then on the other foot again this spring. And he says now he feels not only no pain, but he feels like he's got more movement than before. Checks his swing, and it's 2-2.
Guys had a conversation with Logan in the locker room before the game and said my congratulations. He just reeks with, like you said, Mark, reeks with confidence. He just was so happy to have that moment.
3-2.
Yeah, he's not going to be one of these players who's going to show anybody up. He's going to keep his mouth shut. All his talking is going to be done with the bat and the leather.
Rip foul.
Quick bat too, huh, Mark Sweeney? I mean, he is short and quick to the baseball.
Yeah, and talked to Phil Plantier, the hitting coach for the Padres, and he says he loves his hand strength. What he means about that is you can just see it off the bat. He has that strength through the strike zone and really has that hand strength, and you can hear it off the bat.
And he works Bumgardner for a walk, and that's the first time all season this left-hander has given up 3 free passes in one game. Well, Sundays on Fox Sports San Diego, join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's great legends. This week it's Juan Marichal. Boys in the Hall, Sundays presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. So the third walk from Bumgardner, or Mad Bum as they call him in the clubhouse. Madison Bumgardner, so Mad Bum. Nick Hundley singled to center his first time. This will be the 65th offering from Bumgarner. You go around. Yep. Cutter. 1-1. So Bumgarner throwing that sinking slider, and even his fastball, when he keeps it low, it looks like it tails down and away to a right-handed hitter. You get that impression in the dugout, Mark?
Yeah, you know, he just comes at you. Almost looks like he's coming to first every time.
He's faking you out over there, huh?
It is.
You're diving back?
I want to yell back. I don't want to help Dave Roberts here, but I want to yell back a lot.
Forsythe is taking a safe lead with a count 1-2 now on Hundley. Way outside.
It just amazes me with a youngster like Bumgarner. He's only 22 years old. He pitches beyond his years. It's almost like he's been pitching in the big leagues for 10 years. And of course, what he did in the postseason when the Giants won the World Series.
How about the clincher at 21?
Yeah, that'll catapult your career. And not only your career, but your confidence. My goodness.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Forsythe's getting back to the bag. Not a serious move from Bumgarner.
I think one of the keys that the runners are keying on with Bumgarner is that foot, that pickup foot. I think when he goes to the plate, he's very close at breaking the plane of the rubber. And if you break that plane, you have to go to the plate. Go.
Swung on and missed. The throw to second, not in time, and Forsythe has his first steal, but Hundley is struck out. That is a second strikeout for Bumgarner.
Now, the kick foot from Bumgarner, if it breaks the plane there, you can go. Watch when he lifts. He'll break the plane of the rubber, which is right there. He breaks the plane, he's off and running. That's a good key to pick up on.
So Forsythe has the complete package now. Single, double, triple, home run, RBI, run scored, and a stolen base. Cabrera, chance to tie it up. Bounced into a 5-4-3 double play his first at bat. Quickly ahead, Bumgarner on the count, 2 strikes.
These are the tough situations, guys. As the 8th hole hitter, what is the pitcher going to do, especially with the pitcher behind you? What is he going to do? Is he going to attack me? And that's the reason why you see Cabrera taking those fastballs right there.
Misses inside. He had him fooled.
You still want to be aggressive as a hitter. You want to be aggressive in that mistake pitch and look for that mistake pitch. But hitting 8th is very tough, and especially in these situations.
Blanco is playing dangerously shallow in right field for Cabrera. And he hits it that way. Didn't get enough behind it, however, and Blanco able to fade back and make the play. Well, another walk from Bumgarner, but no damage done. We've completed 4. the season, diving, scooping, and firing almost blindly to third to make a great play. And today, Chase Headley comes up with a dive into the hole and denies a base hit, and applauded by his pitcher Clayton Richard. And Kristen Orfia hustling to take away a bloop double. Tough with a glove, the Padres of late, after a terrible April in which they were last along with San Francisco in the National League in fielding. But of late, they're making all the plays, and some of them in spectacular fashion.
Hey, they're scrappers. They're going to get dirty. They have to make those types of plays to stay in ball games, and the pitching staff really appreciates that.
Leadoff man Blanco, and then Terrio and Cabrera. Ball hit to right field and hit well. Denorfia going back, looks up, and that one is off the top of the railing for a home run. Just did get in. Blanco's second home run of the season. He's not known for his power, and he continues to rip up Padre pitching. That's 5 hits in 2 games. Single. He's got the cycle in 2 games. Single, double, triple, and now a home run. And it's 4-2 San Francisco.
Oh, lefty on lefty. He missed the location. Clayton Richard did. He wanted it down and in, or he wanted it down and away rather. It leaked down and in, and just that swing path, throwing the head of that bat. He connected well on that.
That brings up Terrio. He too has caused Padre pitching fits. He has 4 hits, and it took the play by Headley to deny him a base hit the last time up. That's the first home run given up by Richard to a left-handed batter this year. In fact, he hadn't allowed a home run to a left-handed hitter since Joey Votto in 2010. And Blanco, of all people, comes up with it. Just enough distance for the homer. Ball is carrying today. Back to the mound. Richard to Guzman for the out. Hold your breath in the dugout. And that also ends a drought for the Giants. They had not hit a home run in 8 straight games, the longest of the season. In fact, with the Padres on a little home run tear of late, thanks to Carlos Quentin and company, 11 home runs in the last 6 games. Starting today, the last 2 teams in home runs in the National League, Padres with 30, Giants with 31. That's just the 32nd home run for San Francisco. Terrio pounds it to short, or rather Cabrera, and it's a 6-3 put up. 2 away in the 5th. Now they get the tough Melky Cabrera. This season, why don't you enjoy a free hot dog? How about a free Coke with it? 20 games with a Coke value deal. You choose one of 4 seating areas at any of the designated games and receive a free Coke and a free hot dog with your game ticket. Visit Padres.com/on deck today.
How about a Fresca?
Said Coke and a hot dog. Home run by Blanco and a couple of groundouts here in the 5th. And Buster Posey, the batter, sacrifice fly and a ground ball to third.
Tough out right here with 2 outs, but the one thing that sticks out to me is that Clayton Richard bouncing back after that bad pitch to Blanco. Terrio, Cabrera, 2 quick outs.
And a good pitch there to Posey to jump ahead 2 strikes. Just nicked that one.
Hey, Mark Sweeney, I know there's 2 outs so quickly. Just, even though the Padres trail 4-2 and we're in the middle of the ball game, just to have that added punch now with Forsythe and with, Quentin in the lineup, you get that feel that, okay, down by 2, still okay.
Yeah, Mark, such a different feeling from the month of April and May. Just to have that presence in the lineup that you can come back in a game is crucial.
Posey pounds that one foul. Flannery, the coach, at third.
It gives you that ray of hope, and that's what the comfortable feeling is. Last night, coming back and tying the game in Carlos Quentin's home run, but then having a home run from Forsythe just gives you that added element that you can come back and that confidence.
2-strike pitch, and Posey pulls it into left field for a base hit. Giants now with 8 hits off Richard.
No, too good of a pitch. 0-2. He had Posey in the hole. Could have gotten out of this inning with just the 1 run. And once again, that swing from Posey. Foot down, hands back.
Boy, that's classic. Nose right on the contact point. Pagan grounded to third, single to right. He now has a 14-game hitting streak with his base hit in the 3rd inning. Just a soft 1-hop single into right field. Dodgers and Phils are underway in Philadelphia. LA with a 2-1 lead in the 3rd. Colorado, Arizona, the other National League West action tonight in Phoenix. 2-0, and Huntley didn't like those last 2 deliveries from Richard. Goes out to give him a short pep talk.
You know, that last pitch kind of looked like Clayton almost threw a shot put, kind of pushed that baseball rather than really getting on top and throwing through the baseball. And occasionally that will happen to a lot of pitchers. Just trying to duplicate that delivery, that arm slot. Tell you what, there are 2 gentlemen there. Darren Balsley on the left, the pitching coach, and Buddy Black on the right, the manager. I'd like to have them mic during the game just to see what they're talking about all the time.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Eavesdrop on their conversations.
And Darren Balsley to the phone. He's not calling 4-1-1. Trying to speed it up there in that bullpen. Get those guys going.
Yeah, sometimes a catcher with just a little signal or look will tell the manager and pitching coach, you know, he may be losing a little bit here. Here comes the 80th delivery from Clayton.
And it's not so much the pitch count, Dick, but it's the pitch count within these innings.
Shortstop Cabrera goes the short way to Forsythe. That's it for the Giants, but they get the leadoff home run from Blanco. We're at the halfway mark. 4-2 San Francisco. Padres baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. By Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Take a step forward. Chase what matters. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. And welcome back with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, Clayton Richard, the batter against Baumgartner. Big wave and a miss. He had taken the first pitch for a strike. 0-2 to Richard, who walked on 4 pitches his first time up. He'll be followed by Denorfia and Maben here in the last of the 5th inning. 4-2 San Francisco. Madison Bumgarner shooting for his 7th win of the season. Slow curveball in there for a strike. 3rd strikeout for Bumgarner. A North Carolina Cowboy is Bumgarner. He and his brother-in-law compete in team roping. I would imagine the Giants have discouraged that.
Sure. Hey, great for hand-eye coordination, but hey, you might want to refrain from doing that.
Chris Denorfia doubled and scored in the 1st. Took a good play by Crawford at shortstop to deny him a base hit in the 2nd on a ground ball headed to left center. Interesting statistic. Denorfia, playing within the National League West, is hitting 100 points higher than the rest of the league. So familiarity perhaps for Denorfia. Hitting .302 against NL West pitching, and barely 200 against the rest of the league.
So it seems that the pitchers in the division have not made the adjustment. Denorfia continues to swing a hot bat.
Chopper to the left side, cut off by Arias, and the tag made by Pill. The throw was up the line, and Pill able to catch and slap the tag on Denorfia as he fled by. 2 away. Bumgarner yet to retire the side in order today.
Now, this is one of those plays as a first baseman. You have to commit. When you see that ball coming up from the third baseman and it's going up the line or down the line to home plate, you've got to make that decision. Do I hang with the bag or do I commit, leave, and then try to apply the tag? That was a good all-around play by Brett Pill. I've seen some nasty collisions on plays like that as well.
Yeah, those can be bitter.
As in a bitter pill to swallow?
That's right.
High fly ball. That one is hit well by Maben. Very deep, and he will touch them all. Maben makes the grand tour. Number 2 on the season, and it's 4-3.
Oh, he put a charge into this one. Good swing. Almost as if he was looking for a fastball. He got a fastball, belt buckle high. Take a listen.
Well, the very presence of Carlos Quentin inspiring the Padre lineup. That's their 12th home run in 6.5 games. Here's Headley. Padres pull within 1.
Mark Sweeney, it almost looked like Cameron was maybe looking for that pitch.
Yeah, and you go back to his last at bat, they tried to pound him in with the fastballs and ended up walking him. And then you look for that ball out over the plate, looking for that fastball. That is what Carlos Quentin has brought to this lineup. Cameron maybe did a nice job there.
Bounce it ashort, and Headley is out. 2 away.
You talk about just being on a pitch.
Diego Giants leading the Padres by a run, 4-3. And want to show you one of the features that the Padres do for Stand Up to Cancer is their featured charity this homestand. And in fact, you can see here every time there's a feature, they donate $50 to Stand Up to Cancer. The Padres have donated cumulatively $320,000 to that charity as they continue to honor Stand Up to Cancer, as it is the featured charity this homestand, and something that they do throughout the season. Dick Enberg, Mark Grant, back to you.
Right, a great cause indeed as we started action here in the 6th inning, and Brett Hill bloops a little soft single over first baseman Guzman's head into just inside the foul line to lead off the 6th. That's his second hit. Going back to Maven's home run, his first home run was on opening day against the Dodgers, so it's been a long time since Cameron's been able to circle the bases. 4-3 the score now. Joaquin Arias a single and a ground out. Takes a strike from Clayton Richard, who has now thrown 83 pitches in the game. So the two teams match solo home runs in the top of the 5th. It was the leadoff man Blanco, and Maven answering for the Padres to stay within 1. Nine hits for the visitors as Brad Brock getting ready in the bullpen. First baseman has become a tough pill to swallow today, hasn't it?
Yes, he has.
Again. Should be on 3 times, but for that terrific catch by Denorfia racing to the foul line in the 3rd, he's 2 for 3. 2 strikes the count on Arias. Might be 2. There's 1. And not in time to double up Arias, who's a better than average runner. But they do get the force on Pill, 1 away.
Yeah, that ball just not hit sharply enough for the Padres to turn to. It was a good turn, Cabrera to Forsythe. It wasn't one of those hard skimmers. Forsythe doing a nice job around the bag. The whirling dervish. Who needs a sesamoid going in your feet anyway? Twinkle Toes out there at second base.
That's right.
He's doing well over there.
Twinks. Here's Crawford. He's 0 for 2 on ground balls, and that one by Richard. Forsythe can't get him. Couldn't quite make the clean exchange on the charge. Get it out of the glove and throw it. And it's an infield hit for Crawford. My goodness, in these 2 games, the Giants certainly have had a lot of soft base hits, haven't they?
They certainly have. And I thought Clayton Richard was going to glove that baseball. As we take another look, I don't know whether he thought, you know what, I'll let that ball go through and let my second baseman try to get it, because he thought he may have deflected it, and then they would have absolutely no chance. Who knows? But a little meeting on the mound there with Buddy. So make a change here.
Here in the 6th, a bloop single by Pill, just a little parachute job over the first baseman's head, and now the infield hit for Crawford. So 2 on with 1 out. And Black convinced that he's got more fuel, and that left arm of Richard leaves him in. Madison Bumgarner, the batter, lined to left and struck out. Might be up there to sacrifice this time, even though there's 1 out, as Hinshaw joins Brock in the bullpen for San Diego.
Yeah, that's probably what Buddy was talking about. Just so everybody's on the same page as far as bunt defense, get an out. It doesn't necessarily have to be that runner at third base, or the force out at third base, I should say. Just get an out at any base.
Swinging.
Yeah.
Oh, he takes a healthy cut. That may have been just on the first pitch. We'll let you take a rip, and then we'll ask you to bunt.
Then Bruce Bochy might be thinking along with Bud Black, thinking, okay, by having that meeting, he's probably anticipating Clayton Richard just throwing the ball in there because he's thinking he's bunting, and give him 1 free swing.
Now see, he is squaring. Pulls back and takes it out of the zone, 1-1.
And, you know, that makes sense. When you've got a good athlete at the plate and a pitcher, and it's a bunt situation, and they have a meeting, you know, the pitcher's probably thinking, okay, I want to get an out. I'm just going to lay it in there. We'll get our out. Well, the pitcher He's got a free swing. He can do some damage.
We saw Gregor Blanco on deck. He's hit for the cycle in the 2 games of this series, 5 for 8. Wants to bunt, but another ball, 2-1. Padre defense set up for the sacrifice. Headley has to hold his ground at third. Guzman charging at first. Bunts it in the air. Caught, but no. Hundley could not grasp it as he hit the ground. He had it in his mitt for a while. And Bumgarner still alive, 2-2.
Yeah, that's a lot of gear. Wearing the mask, wearing the chest protector, wearing the shin guards, and oh, he had it in the glove, had it in the pocket, and it just rolled out. Pocket, out of the webbing.
That is a tough chance.
It wasn't hit high enough. It wasn't bunted high enough.
He bunts this one hard to Headley. That's just how you're supposed to do it with 2 strikes on you. And Bumgarner helps himself, moves runners to second and third with 2 out. 5-4 on the put up. So Arias to third. Crawford at second. And now the man who has just owned the Padre pitching these first 2 games. Came in hitting .266, 5 for 8 so far. He's raised his average up to .288.
See if Clayton Richard keeps the ball away, because remember where the home run was? The pitch was down and in.
Single and a home run today, and a couple runs scored, and he takes a strike right down the middle. That was pretty juicy. Broken bat by the mound. Better hurry. Oh, right under the glove of Forsythe, and 2 runs will score. And on to second goes Blanco. Oh, my. What an inning for the Giants. They haven't hit the ball hard yet. A bloop, an infield hit, a sacrifice, and an error. And it's now a 6-3 game.
Oh, Clayton Richard made a good pitch, the snap of the bat, and the Padres should be out of the inning right under the glove of Logan Forsythe. A very makeable play. That's an E4. Oh, that one hurts.
2-base error, but there's Blanco aboard again, even when he doesn't hit it hard. He causes damage. Bud Black to go out and take Clayton Richard with him. Tough luck for Richard. He should be out of the inning and still in a 1-run game. Change of pitchers. We'll be right back to Petco. A hero one day and a 2-base error and a 2-run error in the next. Follow Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with MLB.com at Bat 12 for your iPhone, Android, Windows Mobile, iPad. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and much more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Padres.com for details. Now, this is one of those innings that comes up and smacks you in the face when you seem to do everything right, but the other team just gets the breaks, and it happens both ways.
It's kind of a shame, too, because the Padres have been playing pretty good defense lately.
Well, the last 15 games, in fact, have been best in the National League after a very slow start in April.
So damage control for Brad Brock. Tough day for Logan Forsythe, letting that ball get through him, enabling 2 runs to score.
Terrio 1 for 3 today, and Headley took a hit away from him on a diving stab of a ground ball headed for left field. And Blanco continues to just be a menace, even when he hits a little broken bat ground ball. And because of his speed, Forsythe charging and knew he had to do a do or die. And just in the same inning, Crawford hit the same ball, and he wasn't able to throw him out. And the ball skids under his glove. So these runs unearned so far, and any other runs that score. 1 and 2. Brock working on Terrio with Melky Cabrera on deck. Giants have fortified their lead here in the 6th. Back in front by 3 as they led in the first inning with 3 runs. 91 on the fastball. 21st appearance for Brock. He's been stingy. Opposing hitters 197 average. Blanco out at second base. All the way to the screen. Blanco to third base on the wild pitch.
It was a slider down and away that Brock tried to get the strikeout with, but too far outside.
He's really pitched well. Wildness at times. 19 innings, 15 walks. That's too many. But good stuff. Ground ball to short. Cabrera for the final out. But Giants get 2 unearned runs on a couple of scratch hits and an error and lead it 6-3. Six to 3. after the 2 unearned runs scored by the Giants top half of the inning, as we look at our Farmers Insurance report card as Carlos Quentin steps in. May 28th, 9 extra base hits, tied with Cabrera of the Tigers and Trumbo of the Angels, as he stormed back into the lineup after his long DL stint. 0 for 2 today, safe on a fielder's choice in the first, scored a run on the triple by Guzman, fly to left field in the third. Guzman and then Forsythe to follow. Plenty of time, but the Giants now leaning on a 6-3 advantage. Ground ball sharply off the glove of Arias and picked up by Crawford, but no play. See how they score it. Tough chance for Arias at third. That ball was blistered, and it's ruled a base hit.
That's why they call it the hot corner, right? You know, that's a makeable play. You know, I saw it live, and then I saw it on the big screen, and then I saw it there. And I'm all about Carlos Quentin getting hits. I think that's a makeable play.
I do too. That's a major league player.
But hey, good for Carlos Quentin.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'll take that if I'm hitting.
Guzman tripled in a run and then was robbed of a hit by Crawford at shortstop, diving out on the edge of the grass and bouncing up to throw him out. You know, it's one thing that stuns me a bit in Major League Baseball is the fact that, and I think I'm correct on this, each home team hires their own official scorer. It's not a major league hire, it's each home team. And there's no continuity at all. You go to one place, you got a tough official scorer, he calls out an error. You go to another place, they call it a base hit. Everything you hit that isn't fielded is a hit, not an error.
You know what I think they should do, Major League Baseball, when I'm commissioner?
Okay, commissioner. I thought you already were. Line drive, Guzman. How about that for some nice hitting? Leans and goes the other way. Guzman, he is a professional hitter. 2 hits and robbed of another. So the Padres put the first 2 men on in the 6th inning.
Hey, that's that top of the lineup we're talking about, right? That threat of Quentin. Guzman can run into one. We saw the strength of Logan Forsythe, but talking about going out and getting a pitch and not trying to pull it. Hitting that hole on the right side very nicely is Jesus Guzman.
You pull that pitch and it's a 6-4-3.
That's right. And when I'm commissioner,
yes.
How about hiring a 5th umpire up in the press box to be the official scorer?
Be part of the whole officiating team, and he's then a spare in case someone's injured or whatever.
It just seems to me that just because a ball is hit hard and an infielder has to go to his right or left and can't come up with it, it's always scored a hit.
Forsythe takes ball 1. Here's another thought on that. Why not make the investment that all the official scorers go to a school for a week before the season begins? And they kind of go through tapes as you do in every other profession, and you examine, here's what we think is a major league hit. Here we think, Forsythe 2-0. And they could be tested. Okay, what would you call that? And see if you can't get some consistency and continuity in the official scoring.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, hey, this is Major League Baseball. What would be the investment?
And once again, that's the great thing about baseball. You get 10 people in a room and you watch a game. Oh, that's a hit. No, that should be an error. That's what's great about the game.
And maybe it should be a dictum from the higher-ups. The Major League say, hey, we want you to score freely. We want more hits than errors. And probably that would be the case. It looks better for everybody. Everyone wants more hits, helps the average. No one likes errors. That's a negative. So but I tend to think that we're too purists up here that feel that as a major league player, should a major league player make that play? And if, we're not talking about, low A ball here.
Right.
Great conditions. You can't get it more perfect. Anyway, here, 2-0, 2 on, no one out. Forsythe representing the tying run. Outside, 3-0. Now, this isn't the Bumgarner that normally mows down hitters, doesn't walk anyone. He's walked 3 today, including Forsythe the last time up. And he's fallen behind 3-0. 6-3 Giants here in the last of the 6th. Lays one in there. 86, but a cutter. Infield back looking for their third double play of the game, the Giants. Forsythe looking for something that he can tag. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. The fourth walk by Bumgarner. Clay Hensley, who pitched last night, getting ready in a hurry. Worked an inning last night.
He's in rapid fire down there in that dugout, or in that bullpen rather.
So with the bases loaded, no one out, it's Nick Hundley. He singled and struck out today. Great opportunity for the Padres to rally, down 6-3. Padre over every pillow. Out of play. Ooh, we got a pitch.
And in crunch time, Bumgarner's going to go to that cut fastball. That's exactly what he threw right there. The first pitch to Nick. 85 cutter. It almost acts as like a changeup as well, because now that cutter seems to be mid 80s, whereas, you know, earlier on in the ballgame it was up around maybe 87, 88.
Quentin, Guzman, Forsythe aboard, no one out. And Bumgarner jumps in front, 2 strikes on Hundley with Cabrera, and then the pitcher spot down the line for San Diego. Forsythe carrying the tying run over at first. Struck him out. Pitch out of the strike zone. The Saquon vacation strikeout highlight.
Cutter, and then the 4-seam fastball, Dick, up the ladder out of the strike zone, making Nick Hundley chase with 2 strikes.
So Bumgarner getting that most important first out, now is in a position to get out of the inning on a ground ball double play. Cabrera has hit into one today around the horn. Yonder Alonso with a weighted bat in the on deck circle would be next. Broken bat right to the second baseman. They'll get 1 out and a run scores. Wasn't hit hard enough, otherwise it was leading the 2 infielders up the middle, Crawford and Terrio, right to the bag for a 4-3 double play, and Cabrera safe on the fielder's choice. Gets an RBI, his second of the series, third of the season, as Quentin scores.
Well, you talk about getting sawed off literally with a cut fastball. Stuff flying all over the place. That bat goes flying.
Boy, it's dangerous stuff, isn't it? So Alonso is introduced as the pinch hitter. Guzman at third. Cabrera, the tying run, actually has moved to second base. Cabrera moving Forsythe to second base on the put out. Six to 4 the score. Inside, 2-0 to Alonso. You talk about a good hitter that's overdue. Yonder Alonso. 2 for the last 28. He's hit some balls hard in that series. And he hits that one high off third. And Arias has room. Well, the Padres, bases loaded, no one out, get 1 back on a couple of hits and lead 2 in scoring position.
fun to see a little bit of offense, some extra base hits today for sure. In fact, 4 of them, and the home runs.
Well, with the addition of Carlos Quentin, they feel like they can come back. It's that feeling in the air, especially like last night. But they've been driving the baseball today. Chris Denorfia leads the game off with that double, hustling double like Chris Denorfia always does. But they're driving the baseball. They're having solid approaches. Feels like they can come back in this game.
How about Cameron Maben going big fly today? That was nice to see.
Pretty nice swing by Cameron Maben, looking for that fastball out over the plate. Drives it out of the ballpark.
More on the scoring when we see you in the post-game show, guys. Also, got to recap the Major League Draft. You want to stick around for the post-game show because you'll see who the Padres ended up taking and the behind-the-scenes world of Dick Enberg and the cup of coffee segment that everybody loves. So we'll hope to see you with a win in the post-game show. Dick and Mark?
All right, Michael. Want a little cream in your coffee, Michael, Mark?
I'm wondering if I ever have the honor of being on the cup of coffee show, can I have a latte?
Well, you can have a double. But you've got to provide the transportation in that old car you bought.
Oh, I will gladly pick you up, take you for a ride.
Luke Gregerson comes in to work the 7th inning. 6-4, and Melky Cabrera, the first hitter. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cabrera, an RBI double to left, scored one of the 3 runs back in the first inning. Hit taken away by third baseman Headley the next time up, and a couple of ground outs. Check that, a fly ball and a ground out. 1 for 3. The broken bat, and there's another shattered bat. Ball goes into the crowd. Fortunately, the bat did not. The splintered barrel half.
Oh, that's nice. The gentleman's going to give that baseball to that youngster, and he's a fan for life. And Edinson Volquez is going to try to fix that thing.
Yelled out something to Melky Cabrera. Off-season winter ball friends. 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
It looks like Edison's maybe looking for some hats for bats. Keep bats warm. Talking to Joe Boo.
Second baseman Forsythe, a convenient hop. 1 away. So the 200 run scored by the Giants in the 6th, the difference in the game. As we remind you, Padres games are more fun when you come out to Petco in a group. Groups as small as 20 can enjoy big savings, a scoreboard welcome, special seating, and much more. Petco Park offering several exclusive group facilities to fit your group needs. Reserve your group tickets or private suite today. Call 619-795-5555. Here's Posey. Takes it away. Sacrifice fly in the first. Ground out to third and a single to left.
Got to be careful with that souvenir.
But I think the theme here today, and Mark Swinney bringing it out, and you get that feeling what last night's win did. You know, you think about that. The Giants were 26-0 when they've led after 7 innings until last evening. By the mound to Cabrera. Ooh, wicked hop. And he gets Posey. 2 ground outs from Gregerson. That it's something we hadn't seen all year. You know, you get behind, you don't have a lot of power, you get to the late innings down a couple of runs, and you figure, you know,
exactly,
it's a tough deal. All of a sudden, you win a game like that, and you say, okay, 6-4 now, 3 innings to go. There's hope down in that dugout.
You know, I think these guys on this ball club, and we see them every day. We see what they're all about, and going out there and just busting their tails and getting dirty and diving into walls and doing all that sort of stuff. They've always had that, but then when you add the 2 bats, I mean, even Guzman's been around all year. But Forsythe with the excitement last night, you know, Denorfia can run into one. It adds, like you said, it adds a different dimension, a new dimension and thought process of this club.
Maben awakening after not hitting a home run since opening day, clubbing one today. 6-4. Pagan the hitter. And another ground ball to Cabrera. A quick 1, 2, 3 inning, all ground ball outs from Luke Gregerson. Stretch half of the 7th, a 2-run game.
Monday on Fox Sports San Diego. Catch a new episode of Padres Weekly. Join Annie Heilbrunn and the crew for an inside look at how the Padres are prepping for the week to come. Tune in for in-depth interviews, instructionals, plus find out what's on the horizon for your team. Padres Weekly, Monday at 8 on Fox Sports San Diego. Did some rowing this morning, Dick.
You did?
Oh, yeah, out in Alpine. A little CrossFit piece. 5 a.m. class. Saw about it.
Out on the river at Alpine. What's the name of that river? Des Moines River?
It's called the Skunk River. Skunk River? No, actually, there's the Des Moines River and the Skunk River that runs through Des Moines, Iowa.
You live right on the confluence, don't you?
The Alpine River and the Palo Verde River.
Clay Hamsley. There's his numbers. He worked 1 inning last night, gave up a hit. That was to Logan Forsythe. A single. Former Padre. Denorfia takes it over but low. Double. Scored a run in the first. Good play made by the shortstop Crawford to deny in the second, and he bounced to third his last at bat. Check swing. 2-0. So Bumgarner goes 6 innings, 4 runs, all earned, 7 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. His command and control not in character today, but he still comes out of the game with the lead 6-4.
You know, the bummer about that line score is that the 4 walks, the Padres could not score of any of those walks issued by Bumgarner.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, Tim Lincecum living the high life, sporting the Oakleys. It's a good look.
Another ball pounded at home plate, 2-2.
To be a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, huh? Man.
Strikeout leader. One of the San Francisco heroes, idols. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They say he can throw a ball 400 feet. You believe that? Way outside, and Denorfia has the count full.
You know, I'm looking at home plate, and it's 396 straightaway center field. That is quite a throw for anybody.
Would mean Lincecum could throw the ball from home plate over the center field 396 marker straightaway center, or over that right center field.
Wow.
Full count. Big pitch right here. And Denorfia fouls it off. Keeps alive. Trying to get on there to start something in the 7th. With Maven and Headley to follow. And if anyone gets on, Carlos Quentin. Quentin with an off day so far. He's only scored 2 runs. And he's 1 for 3. That ball hit sharply to left center field. That's up the gap. Denorfia extra bases again. He's got a chance for 3, and he's on his way to 3rd. In there with a headfirst triple. Chris Denorfia. His second extra base hit of the day.
And there's that late life as we go deep into the ball game. Bottom of the 7th and the top of the order. Denorfia going down and getting a Clay Hensley pitch. He had to come to him. Well, he hit that ball well on the sweet spot and thinking triple the whole way. He never once broke stride. And Inspector Gadget slides in with a triple.
His first 3-base hit of the season. And the Padres come threatening back. And Maben homered his last time up. He has struck out, walked, and homered. His second of the season. And the Padres here in the 7th inning, trailing only 6-4, have Denorfia perched there at 3rd with no one out. And the big hitters coming up. The infield, with the exception of Arias at 3rd, playing back, conceding the run. If he hits it on the ground anywhere but to 3rd, it'll be 6-5. But he's thinking more than that.
Slider.
1-1.
Oh, that front side of Cameron really opening up. Take a look at the most home runs since May 28th. Hey, look at those Padres. That's what Carlos Quentin will do for you, huh?
That's the Quentin infusion.
Yes, it is.
Who would have thought that, huh? To see the Padres on a home run list.
And then, of course, Forsythe and then Cameron Maben today homering in the 5th.
Popped him up. Shallow and right. Terrio gives ground to Blanco. And holding at 3rd is Denorfia. 1 away. Layla Rahimi, what do you have for you?
You guys talk about that Quentin infusion, and it's something that his fellow hitters have said that they really appreciate. Chase Headley, one of them. Headley said that having a guy like Quentin in the lineup is a guy that every team should have, a power hitter, but it also allows him to do things that he's more used to. That means hitting at a certain spot in the lineup. That means before Quentin today, and then it also just allows him to not do too much, which hitters tend to do. So they appreciate having that insurance, as they put it, having him offensively help out.
Chance for Headley to pick up the run, Layla, as he steps in and takes a breaking ball inside. 1 out, and Maben gone on the pop fly to shallow right. Denorfia still there at 3rd. It's a big run for the Padres. Pulled within 1. Headley, an RBI double today. And a couple of groundouts once into a double play. Carlos Quentin looms on deck.
Hey, Chase Headley should get better pitches to see, because as a pitcher, you know who's on deck. You don't want to pitch with 2 guys on base, right? You want to take your chances with that runner at 3rd to pitch to Quentin. So Chase should get some good pitches to hack at.
1-2. $22,269 here at beautiful Petco Park today. Ground ball right side. That'll get the run home. Pill beats Headley to the bag. In from 3rd, Denorfia at 6-5. Credit Headley with his 26th RBI, 27, 2 RBIs today.
You know, when Chase Headley hit that ball and was on his way to first base, he noticed that Clay Hensley did not break towards first. It was a race between he and Pill to the bag. Watch Hensley on the mound. He just stays put. Pill is anticipating Hensley getting over there. It's not close, but the point is, as a pitcher, you got to get over there. And I think Clay realized that once the play ended.
Well, last night the Padres rallied to win 6-5. Now they trail 6-5. No one aboard for Carlos Quentin, who has scored twice, 1 for 3 today. A single. Off speed, curveball. One swing, and this big guy can tie it up as he did last night, trailing 5-4. Homered in the 8th inning to tie it, and then Forsythe the home run walk off in the 9th. Ground ball right at the shortstop. Crawford to one knee and throws him out. Padres get a run. Leadoff triple by Denorfia. We go to the 8th, 6-5 for the visitors. Contest loaded with extra base hits. Melky Cabrera, that's an RBI double in the first part of 3 Giant runs. Padres answer with Jesus Guzman's RBI triple, scored 2 in the bottom of the first. Blanco with his second home run of the season off starter Clayton Richard just into the top deck. Maven answers with a bomb to left. A couple of unearned runs on a couple of blue pits, and then the error by Forsythe. And the 200 runs the difference now in a 6-5 game. Denorfia's triple and a ground out by Headley, cutting the Giants' lead to 1. Gregerson working a second inning. Here's first baseman Brandon Belt, actually now for Pill, is the pinch hitter, and he swings and misses 1-1. Pill went 2 for 3. Manager Bochy goes to the left-handed bat against the righty Luke Gregerson. Strike. 1-2.
Well, there's your left-handed specialist, Joe Thatcher, getting hot.
Left-handed hitting Brandon Crawford is on deck. Swing and a miss. Fooled badly. Belt way over the top of that slider. Joaquin Arias, a single and safe on a fielder's choice. 1 for 3, scored a run.
Really getting on top of that slider, and that's the Luke Gregerson slider that we know and love. Aiming towards that back foot of the left-handed hitter. It's one of those pitches from Gregerson that he can actually, when it's on, he could tell a hitter it's coming, and they're going to still have if it's located and he's throwing it well, he could tell the hitter it's coming. They're still going to have difficulty.
For some reason, Hundley's going out to visit with his pitcher. Bud Black keeps the left-hander Thatcher loose. We'll see whether or not he'll come in to pitch to Crawford.
You know, I'm thinking he will, Dick, because, you know, as you mentioned, this is Gregerson's second inning of work. He's usually programmed to throw an inning.
Pop up behind first into foul territory. And watch out. Forsythe and Guzman running into that barrier. That goes all the way back to the start of the season. The Milwaukee Brewers here, and that barrier took their young first baseman out of the game. Yeah,
right?
That's impacted their season, early season.
And first of all, you got to bring your glove to the ball game. This guy just boxes it big time, and then his buddy on the left, he can't even come up on the rebound. That's all right. He's going home with the baseball, though. Good for him.
Well, at least they tried. The two Giants fans there, they just went for cover. They were diving. 2 strikes the count on Arias. Swept to short. Cabrera behind the bag. Throw him out. Close play. 2 away. That's 5 straight retired by Luke Gregerson. And here's Brandon Crawford. He's sparkled in the field today, making a couple of fine plays, denying Padre hits. How about this one? Stealing one from Denorfia and then the flip to second. This one is even better. Guzman's ball. That's some good-looking glove work by Brandon Crawford.
And using the arm when needed. Yeah, he's a good one.
Well, with 2 outs, bases empty, Gregerson stays in. He's only thrown 17 pitches to get 5 outs. Everyone in the lineup of the regulars with a base hit for the Giants today, a total of 10. Only the pitcher spot, and Bumgarner tagged one hard, a line drive out himself. Led by Gregor Blanco with a single and a home run, and Brett Pill a couple of hits. The 2 Giants multi-hit efforts today. Two balls and a strike to Crawford. Pitcher spot due next. Clay Hensley is in the on-deck circle. And the count goes 3-1. Dodgers and Phils now tied at 2 in the 5th inning. The only other NL West game underway. And he walked him. First base runner against Luke Gregerson. And we look ahead to tomorrow, 12:30 start, 11:30 for Padres Live. And here's the pitching matchup. Matt Cain, one of the best, 6-2 with a terrific ERA of 2.62, and a debut as a Padre, the veteran right-hander Jason Marquis. Pitched 7 games with the Twins, then was released. Boston picked him up. Padres were interested in Marquis in the offseason. Thought he had a better chance with Minnesota and then Boston, but he's pleased to be here in the pitcher's ballpark. We'll see him in action tomorrow. Hensley pounds that one foul.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jason get on the hill for the Padres. Sinker, slider. He can hit. Good athlete. And once again, this ballpark, if he's got that sinker working, he's going to have some success.
Now bring the family out tomorrow. Kids out of school. Perfect weather. And a great ballpark. Giants and Padres final game of the series. Interesting that Hensley's staying in the game. Oh, 2. In a 1-run game, Bruce Bochy staying with Hensley despite the fact he gave up a run in the last inning. Off the head of the bat, Gregerson fields cleanly, and the inning's over. No runs, no hits. The Giants leave their 5th runner. Padres bring up Guzman, Forsythe, and Hundley. presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway miles per gallon. And welcome back to Petco Park. We're in the last of the 8th inning. Padres have never led today. Giants got 3 in the first. Padres came back with 2 in their half of the first. And the Giants advanced to 4-2 on the home run by Blanco. Maven's home run made it 4-3. Then a couple of unearned runs in the 6th inning, 6-3 to San Francisco. Padres got a run back in the 6th inning, had the bases loaded, no one out, finally got a run on a ground out, and then the triple by D'Onofrio and the ground out by Headley made it 6-5. In the 7th, Hensley stays in. Guzman leads it off here in the 8th. He's got a single and a triple, RBI triple, and was robbed of a hit by Crawford.
Well, Dick, you brought up a point when Clay Hensley went to hit last inning. Well, Santiago Casilla, their closer, he's been on the shelf the last 4 days. I'll tell you why after this pitch. He, you know what a tibia is? He bruised his tibia.
That's your shin bone.
Yeah, shin burger. So he's got a good one working. So he's been on the shelf. So Clay Hensley out there to twirl another half inning.
Javier Lopez, a left-hander, getting loose in the Giants bullpen.
That was on Friday night when Casilla bruised that shin.
Hensley ahead on the count, 1-2.
So Bruce Bochy asking for a little extra from one of his relievers in Clay Hensley.
Here at 6 o'clock in San Diego, the shadows now growing, covering most of the left field corner. Way out in front, Guzman on the curveball. First strikeout for Hensley.
Good 12-6er from Hensley, way over the top. Great rotation. And you see the release point, that gives you a great look.
And that's tough through the shadows, too.
Absolutely, that's got to be tough.
Logan Forsythe has walked twice today, stolen the base, and grounded out. I would think that, anything off speed like that curveball, really off speed and in the shadows and all, and that maze of splashes of sunlight and shadow between.
That would make it tough.
Yeah. To read that ball coming out there, it's almost like watching an old movie clicking through there
exactly.
as the ball comes through.
Yeah. Real choppy.
1-1.
Charlie Chaplin like.
Yeah. Right field still bathed in sunshine. Strike 2. 1-2. Slider.
He's got the secondary pitches working for Clay Hensley. He's got a good hard sinker. I shouldn't say hard, not overpowering it. High 80s. And then the curveball and slider to boot.
6-5 Giants. Ooh, that was close. Curveball missing. 2-2. 1 out here in the 8th. Padres a swing away from tying it up. Line drive, base hit to center field. Forsythe continues his fine hitting. Third time he's been on base.
Took advantage of a high curveball from Clay Hensley. Stayed on it nicely. A big key. Keeping that front shoulder tucked in there. He stayed in there very nicely on that one.
3 games for Forsythe. He's 6 for 8 and a couple of walks.
He's got a pretty good idea up there.
So the tying run aboard. Nick Hundley steps up. Singled his first time, but struck out the last 2. Ball 1. Everett Cabrera moves into the on-deck circle. The pitcher's spot down in the hole. Lopez, the left-hander, is ready out in the bullpen for San Francisco if needed. Last of the 8th inning, 6-5 San Francisco. Tying run at first base, carried by Forsythe. Good speed.
I wonder if Nick Hundley's going to sit breaking ball. A lot of breaking balls from Clay Hensley, especially the right-handed hitters. Guzman saw a couple. Forsythe saw a couple breaking balls. He hit that hanging curveball to center field for a single.
Good cut at an 84-mile-an-hour pitch. Looked like a fastball, but not much on it.
No. That ball may have cut a little bit. That may have been a. It looked like that was a straight fastball. His fastball is going to be 84-90 for Clay Hensley.
A little more on that. 86. 2-1 to Hundley. The action pitch coming up.
So adding and subtracting on the fastball. That's always a good thing. It's amazing what taking 3 or 4 miles an hour off a fastball can do. It's the difference between hitting it on a sweet spot or off the end of the bat for a weak rounder.
2-2. Slider. Nick with 3 home runs on the season. Padre fans would like to see him run into one here in the 8th. Slow roller to third. Arias scoop and throw for the out. Into scoring position, Forsythe carrying the tying run with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And a reminder that you're invited. Padres honor the men and women of the U.S. Army 2 weeks away on a Sunday, June 24, the 105 game. The U.S. Army Appreciation Day is presented by USAA. And the Padres will take on the Mariners. You get to see Suzuki and company. Smoke. 105 game. And you junior Padres, tell your parents you want to come to that game, because afterwards, if you choose, you can run the bases right here at Petco Park. Tickets available right now at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. Yeah, Bruce Bochy jogging to the mound. Usually when the manager jogs out, it's just to talk things over, not to take his pitcher, although Lopez, a left-hander, is ready. Cabrera was about to step up, so that's part of the game being played here strategically between the two managers. See which one's going to make the move first. Is Cabrera really going to hit here with a tying run at second base? Will Bud Black use a pinch hitter? If he does, then will Bochy counter with a reliever? He added all up, and Black says, I'll take my chances of Cabrera getting a single to tie it up against Hensley rather than trying to face the tough left-hander Lopez with a left-handed bat.
You're exactly right. That's the type of talk that we will have with Buddy after the game or the next days, and he'll give us scenarios. Hey, what scenario would you rather see? And he feels comfortable right here against Hensley and Cabrera.
Cabrera has grounded into an around-the-horn double play. That was hitting right-handed against Bumgardner. Fly to right, credited with an RBI and a ground ball in the 6th inning with the bases loaded. Outside, 1-1. With 2 outs. Forsythe at second base, ready to roll.
All left-handers on the bench today as this game started. Amarista, Baker, Kotze, Alonso.
And Kotze is the man on deck. Should Cabrera keep it going here in the 8th inning? Oh, there's that curveball. Nasty. 1-2. That's been freezing the hitters.
Yep. Righties and lefties alike. You've got a good curveball. It doesn't matter. Righty, lefty. You throw the hammer on them, and it's a good one. More times than not, it's going to be a successful pitch.
Ooh, that one gets away from Posey and on to third. Forsythe. Probably a wild pitch. That's the scoring. So 90 feet away, the tying run.
It was just a yanked two-seamer, it looked like, from Clay Hensley. That sinker that he throws. And Posey couldn't keep it in front of him.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Cabrera. That tying tally at third base with 2 outs here in the 8th. Bringing life to this crowd. Oh, my, almost unbuttoned the shirt of Cabrera.
Trying to go inside with the fastball. Sometimes when a pitcher overthrows it, that's what will happen because they don't want to leave that pitch over the heart of the plate, so they kind of overcompensate a little bit. Ends up way up and in.
Full count. Oh, he was way out in front of the curveball, but just did nub it to stay alive.
Well, he's throwing him a breaking ball there. First base is open. You miss. Kotze's announced that Bochy would bring in the left-hander to face Kotze. I think you got to throw him another breaking ball here.
That's what Posey's called. In the dirt, ball 4. So the tying run at third. Go-ahead score jogs to first in the form of Cabrera. With 2 out, Kotze is introduced. Next move, manager Bochy, and he'll bring in the left-hander Lopez. So the game on the line, 6-5 San Francisco. Don't wander away. We'll be right back. Park at the park as Lopez finishes his warm-up tosses. And speaking of relief pitching, on this date 5 years ago, Padres' Trevor Hoffman logged his 500th save, the first man in Major League history to save 500 games. Number 51, Hells Bells.
And that was fun to watch and be a part of. Area 51 out there in the bullpen here in San Diego, and Javier Lopez, the left-handed specialist, comes in to try to get that last out. Fastball, cutter, slider, change. Kind of a herky-jerky, funky delivery. Tough to hit.
We'll see if the veteran Kotze can figure out that form. Tying run at third. Go ahead score at first. Low, ball 1.
There's that cut fastball from Lopez.
3 for 10 as a pinch hitter, Kotze, including a home run and 4 RBIs. Pounded right to Lopez, and nothing Kotze can do but accept the tag, and the inning is over. Padres lead 2 more. We go to the 9th. 1, and Gregor Blanco is our Carl's Jr. star of the game. Blanco with a couple of hits, including his second home run of the season, just over the scoreboard in right field. He's been tough all series long. 5 hits. He had 3 last night. He's hit for the cycle. Single, double, triple home run in these 2 games. He'll be followed by Terrio and Cabrera against Joe Thatcher.
And he's that leadoff guy that the Giants need. His on-base percentage going to this game, .390. And here is the Padres left-handed specialist. We talked about Javier Lopez, Joe Thatcher having a wonderful year. Opponents only hitting $180 off Kokomo Joe. Well, at the top of the order, Blanco, Terrio, Cabrera due up.
You know, of active pitchers, Thatcher's been better than any left-hander in a lot. And when he inherits runners on base, not allowing them to score, he's been the best. No one on base here in this situation, but often that's the case. Blanco trying to leg his way aboard with a hit. Terrio and then Cabrera to follow here in the 9th inning. And sneaking a peek ahead to the home half of the 9th inning, it'll be the top of the order as well. Denorfia, Maben, Headley, anyone gets on. Carlos Quentin.
Hold it right here, Joe Thatcher, and a bloop and a blast, and that Padre fans, I should say, those 2 kids will go home happy.
That's that slurve outside. 1-1. Blanco singled and scored in the first. Has popped up, homered, safe on an error. It was his ground ball to second base that scooted under the glove of Forsythe for 2 unearned runs back in the 6th inning, and that's the 2 runs that moved the Giants to 6-3. The Padres with singletons in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Cut the lead to 6-5. Time running out. Saw a fly ball to the shortstop, Cabrera. It's almost what he did last night. Almost the Ichiro type running out of the batter's box. Not a bad ploy when you have speed, huh?
You know, I was kind of thinking that was truly a run and hit. Yeah. Remember, he was running up in the batter's box and dumped a knock down the left field line.
You got to be skilled and fast to play that game. Terrio, a single in 4 at bats, 3 groundouts. That's more just reaching out and trying to punch the ball. But last night he was running out of the batter's box in that same ploy. Another soft fly ball. This time Forsythe wants it. Thatcher hitting little marshmallow pop flies.
He's missing the sweet spot. Tough to hit. I mentioned it when he took the hill. You saw that graphic. Hitter's only hitting 186.
Well, here he's challenged by the best in the league right now. Melky Cabrera doubled in a run, scored himself in the first. Long out to left center, and a couple of groundouts. As we mentioned earlier, I mean, 365 overall, but right-handed coming into the game today, hitting 422. And his double was hitting right-handed. Back to Thatcher, by him. Cabrera, better hurry. No, not now after the hesitation. He couldn't throw on the run when he first scooped it, had to take another step, and Cabrera's too fast. And he legs it out for a hit. And that's why he's hitting the way he is. He's had 3 hits of that sort in the first 2 games of this series. Do or die? No, he had to take the extra step, and off balance, I guess.
They giving him a single on that?
Yeah. He may not want to leave. He'd hit 400 the way he's been scored here.
If he would have caught that cleanly and thrown to first, would he have gotten him? Yeah. So I think that should be an error. Am I too harsh? Seriously.
I don't think you are, but some might. I mean, if somebody saw you on the street and said, true or false, harsh, I think most of them say, oh, can you get him?
I don't know, man. You know,
I think it's a point that's certainly worthy of rumination. Meanwhile, watch out for Posey. He's 1 for 4, or 1 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. And with that lumber in his hands, he's ever dangerous. And Cabrera at first is too. He's got 9 steals, but not taking any lead at all against Thatcher. 1 and 2. Tough sun field there for Guzman. He's looking right into the sun. Get picked off by the throw from Thatcher. Check swing, ground ball up the middle. Easy play for Forsythe. He gets the unassisted putout. And here come the Padres in the ninth. Denorfia, Maben, Headley, and maybe Quentin. 6-5 San Francisco. A game that has featured a lot of power and some dazzling defensive work on this Wednesday afternoon. Very entertaining. 6-5, bottom of the ninth inning. And here's Sergio Romo. He is really tough to hit. Look at that bottom line. 148 batting average against.
The pride and joy of Brawley, California. 2 saves on the year for the right-hander. Casilla on the shelf. Romo trying to save it for the Giants.
Starts with that slider, and he's got a good one.
Yes, he does. He'll throw that slider majority of the time, a fastball, also a changeup. He'll rely on that slider big time in crunch time.
Outside, Posey trying to frame it. And the count goes to 1-2 to Denorfia. A couple of extra base knocks today double, scored in the first, triple, and scored in the seventh.
Sergio Romo is not one to give up the long ball. Last year in 48 innings, 2 round trippers. 2010, 62 innings, 6 home runs.
That one spins away from Denorfia and off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, the Giants suffered a severe blow, and Brian Wilson was injured early in the year, out for the season. So it's a bullpen by committee in terms of the closer. Just got a foul ball off a late swing. Took that one right out of the catcher's glove, did Denorfia.
That was kind of a hanger as well, that last slider from Romo. It was kind of flat on the same plane, didn't have that tilt to it.
Trying to get on Denorfia to open this 9th inning.
Slider again right here.
Romo undersized as relief pitchers go. 5'10", 183. Off the head of the bat, and it remains even at 2-2. You know, last year he had a sequence that was incredible. He retired 31 batters in a row. That's a perfect game plus 4 outs.
Well, he's been perfect against Denorfia in his career. 0 for 2, Romo versus Denorfia. Hitless. Oh.
Another foul.
And another mistake. Just opening up the front side. Watch the front side of Denorfia as this hanging breaking ball splits the heart of the plate. He actually cues that ball just out in front a little bit. Oh, he's got the shark working. He's got the fin going for the kill, the rally cap.
Got him. There's the slider. Boy, that's a dandy. 1 away.
Now this slider has more tilt to it. You can see the front side of Denorfia really opening up.
Cameron Maven, 1 for 3, but it was a big one. A home run, his first since opening day. He can make one now and tie it up. Headley on deck. Carlos Quinton in the hole.
It's been a tough go around for Maven versus Romo in his career as well. 0 for 6 for Cameron.
How many times has he been struck out?
He has been struck out twice in those 6 at-bats. So he's due. Extra base hit right here.
One and one. Here's his home run off starter Madison Bumgarner in the 5th inning. His 2nd of the season.
Looked like he was sitting fastball on that one. He got it and he took care of it. You know, Romo doesn't throw that hard, but he's got that control. He will be around the plate with the best of them.
Slider, slider, slider.
Yep.
He and Luke Gregerson are a lot alike, aren't they?
They most certainly are. Good call. 48 innings last year for Romo. He only issued five free passes.
High fly ball, shallow and right. Blanco circles under, and there are 2 away. Down to Chase Headley. Well, when you see that 26-0 mark, leading after 7 innings. That was broken last night by the Padres. It tells you one thing in a hurry. Their bullpen has been outstanding even without Brian Wilson. They're in the lead. They don't relinquish it.
Their ERA collectively for the Giants 4th in the National League.
Headley trying to get on there for Quentin. That'll be well out of play. Down into a group of orange and black fans from down San Francisco. A lot of them did, migrated down for the series.
Dick, I want to correct myself. The Giants are 3rd in relief pitching. An ERA of 3.17, just behind the Cincinnati Redlegs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. There's some of those fans in the orange you're talking about, Dick.
Outside, 1-1. First baseman Belt playing just a step and a half off the line at first, protecting against the extra base hit. Outfield at non-double depth. Got to hit it over their heads and out of the ballpark at that depth. That wouldn't be a bad thought.
No.
2-1.
Pagan playing straight up the gut, center field. Corner outfielders pretty straight away.
Back a couple of steps. Slider. Whether you're right-handed or left-handed, he can put it right where you can't get to it. Well, you know it was going to go 3-2 here, didn't you? I mean, why don't they just go
Absolutely.
up, you know, just go 3-2 and then step in there and throw him a pitch?
Exactly. I totally agree with you.
A big pitch this one is. Giant fans here on their feet. Struck him out, and the Giants win it 6-5. A couple of unearned runs, the difference today, as they match 6-5 decisions, the first 2 of this series. Michael?
Oh, tough day at the office for sure, boy. When you end up with a couple of unearned runs, it'll cost you in this league for sure, as Mark Sweeney is apt to say. When we see in the post-game show, we're going to break down just what happened, talk about this resurgence of power from the Padres. Couldn't work it into a win today, but it is there. We're going to recap the draft. You don't want to miss that. See who the new Padres will be. And you'll hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll see you in the post-game show.